So thanks again, guys, for showing up to our weekly training. So this week we have a special guest, Katie. She is from Premier, and the reason she's here is because somebody had requested a contract for long-term care or short-term care, and it kind of prompted me, hey, we've never done a long-term care or a short-term care training, right? So I reached out to Premier. Premier said, hey, you guys should talk to Katie, see if she's willing to come on and do a training for you guys. I reached out to her and she said, yes, absolutely. She said, hey, and by the way, we should really talk about Aetna's short-term care product because that's apparently what's all the rave at the moment, right? So my understanding and your understanding should be that Medicare doesn't cover long-term care. We know that. It's probably one of the biggest burdens that families have as their parents get older, right? If you don't know what long-term care means, basically, if somebody can't do two of the activities of daily living, they're like feeding, bathing, going to the bathroom, things like that, then, the doctor might say, hey, you need to get into some long-term care. And unfortunately, a lot of people they haven't saved up enough. They don't have money to cover long-term care. So that means that they have to do it. They have to provide that service for their family members. And it's a huge burden. But again, we're going to talk more about a more affordable solution, which is, I believe, what Katie's going to present to us, the Aetna short-term care product. So Katie, thanks for being here with us. Thanks for giving us a chance to learn more and I guess make some more money, right? So
Absolutely. Well, first off, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. As you nailed it on the head, I mean, we're seeing a lot of people make inquiries about long-term care, whether it be the traditional products. And we're going to kind of run through them quick. If any of you saw my PowerPoint, please don't freak out, but there's 29 slides. We're going to go pretty quick. The one thing to note about me, though, is I'm extremely informal. So if something comes up, please feel free, ask the question, let's address it. Because at the end of the day, if you're not comfortable with these products, you're not going to bring them up. And I think that at the end, when we looked at long-term care and producers that offer it, it's oftentimes that we're leaving money on the table because they just aren't comfortable answering the question or even initiating the conversation. So we're going to kind of run through this quick. And again, like I said, you stop me where we need to. So I start this presentation because I think that inquiries matter. And right now, more than any, you are going to get a lot of inquiries, whether it is on their med stops, their prescription drug. But as you're going to see on these next slides, we also have a lot of people looking at post-pandemic planning. So Harley Gordon is kind of a staple in the long-term care arena, if you will. And basically he admits right there is saying that if you allocate nothing, you're allocating everything. Long-term care is one of the largest risks that we face for our nest egg and for our family. So we're just going to we're going to really belabor this quote and we're going to break it down just a little more. As you saw, I call it inquiries matter or eyes matter. When you're meeting with your clients and you're hearing things such as, I think, I want, I have, and they sound like statements, but truly they're an inquiry. Those are your triggers of them saying, hey, I think I got this, but I really want you as the professional and as the specialist to analyze this. And I think that and I've been in sales, I've sat in the same shoes you guys have. I've sat with clients at their kitchen table. And when I would hear those being statements, they really were looking for affirmation and confirmation. Right there. Carlos, you're on mute.
Oh, thanks for telling me. So I'm going to step in. That's absolutely true. Like I've told the agents that customers kind of already know what they want. They just need somebody to tell them that they want it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that you nailed it on the head. I think that when I would hear those statements when I first started in the industry, they were statements. And the longer I've been I've done the long-term care arena for over 20 years. And really, I've realized that those are statements of opportunity as a salesperson. So you're going to see a lot of these are going to start with I. Number one is long-term care planning. It is the key to people's independence, whether they can choose where their care is, how their finances are spent, how they and their family will see their future if they need extended care. One trick of the trade, long-term care. I will tell you, you will never get a lot of open armed if you say, hey, I sell long-term care insurance. But what we do is we sell your independence. We're going to sell a plan for extended care. Long-term care, and I know you guys know this, it comes with a lot of hype, but a lot of also bad press. We've raised rates in the past. There's been certain things that have come up about claims not being paid. And at the end of the day, our industry has changed, and that's kind of what we're going to go through next. But the big thing is that we want to make sure that your clients, you're protecting everything else. Let's make sure that we protect their independence. Identifying the risk. And I use Chicago, and we do have this tool. You guys will see it. We can do estimates on whatever area code you may need. So we do have that as well. But again, financial planning. This is going to be to protect their retirement, their monetary goals. But as you'll see in the slides, it's also for themselves and their family. Here you can see what the average costs are currently in Chicago. You'll always have the year prior, because of course we have to get all the information from the years prior. So, and also then we also have a calculator that'll show you what they're thinking future costs. So just in 10 years, you're going to see that they're saying it'll be $2,000 more a month just for homemaker services. Assisted living is something that we get a lot of inquiries on. And you'll see again, you're seeing estimates here, but this is going to be based on current calculations, current assumptions, and inflation, what they think it's going to cost somebody per month. Just some quick math. You guys can all see that a normal person's nest egg can be spent on rather quickly if they would even just need a home care aid or an assisted living stent. This slide, I'll admit I'm not in love with it, but it is one of the examples that came out of a lot of people will say, I have X amount of dollars put aside if long-term care would ever happen to me in the future. As you can see, this $200,000 can be spent down just in 28 months. Therefore, people are going to have to start selling down other assets in order to continue their care. Family and finances. Those are the two things that people are most looking to protect specifically in retirement. They've worked hard. They've got a great nest egg.
Right. What we offer you.
And so with that being said, there are some big risks as people get older. 7 out of 10 are going to need some form of care. That's not saying everybody's going to end up in a nursing home. That's not what they're saying. But what they're saying is there's going to be some level of care needed. But more importantly, we talked about finances. 66% of people use their own retirement and savings. That's not why they worked. They did not work to give it out of the nursing home. Oops, sorry. One way to identify things is looking at the assets. People will say, well, I put money away in case something happens. The question was always asked, what asset are we going to spend on first? What asset are you willing to liquefy in order to pay for your care? There's a lot of things in here, and I'm not going to read these to you guys. I mean, you're going to have these slides to look at too, but I think the other thing is that a lot of people in your market are looking for their kids and their grandchildren. Back to that family idea. They put that money aside to make sure that they could leave something for their grandkids. The last thing they want to do is spend it down for care. Post-pandemic planning. Our industry has completely changed since the pandemic. There's not many people that did not see nursing homes on the news. Utilize that to your benefit. People are looking for anti-nursing home policies, home care. They do not want to be the family that's standing outside of the window saying hello to mom and dad. They are looking for how do we stay at home with our loved ones. You're going to see here, like I said, assisted living really went up because that is a transitional living. The least amount of growth that you're going to see is the nursing home rates. Of course, they're all going to raise because we have an aging population. However, the lowest sense of growth was through the nursing home. So what we always look at is the homemaker and the assisted living, and that's truly what we're there to protect. Insurance solutions. I bring these up. We're going to go deep into the over 65 market, but are there traditional products? Absolutely. And there's also hybrid long-term care. They're going to be attached to life insurance or annuities. People love these products for the hybrids because there's a lot of guarantees because they're built on a life and annuity chassis. However, as we all know, having the cake and eating it too is possible with these. However, they're going to charge a decent amount. So if we have people that don't have a single premium dump in or can't put a large premium amount, sometimes that's not the best option. The other thing to note is qualified funding. We get this a lot, is people will say, I really want to do some planning, but my money's tied up in a 401k or anything of that nature. This may not be your primary business, and I get that. But if you do have somebody say that, do know that we have specialists here at Premier that can help you work with that qualified fund. We can help you build the chassis that you're going to need. Another thing is the traditional policies. As you can see, employer-based sales opportunity. If you do find somebody that is a business owner, there's a lot of tax advantages to buying traditional long-term care these days. So I'm glazing over these. We have the opportunity in the future to get deeper into that, but I know that you guys are getting ready for open enrollment. These are not going to be your target market right now. Over 65, short-term care. We have seen so many things change in our industry, but the one thing that we've seen most is there's a lot of people that want to do some what-if planning. People that are over 65 may have complicated health histories. They may have been previously declined for long-term care. Or maybe they just want to put a little bit of a plan together, 1 year or less. And that's the key to short-term care. Again, I know we talked about this, but the over 65 market, 52% in this, and we've got a million statistics, and you guys just let me know what you need when it comes to that. But I think the big thing is that what we're looking at is there are a lot of people that are going to need some form of care. And as you can see right underneath that, less than 8% have a long-term care policy. They have not planned. You're walking into such an opportunity in the over 65 market with a product that has simplified underwriting. You have pricing that is geared for the 60-year-olds and older. These products are going to issue up to age 89. So we're going to go through a lot of these details real quick. Any questions at this point? I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of head shake no, so.
I'm taking notes. We're good.
Okay, all right. What is short-term care? Short-term care is going to be a couple things. Companion care and homemaker services are number one. You'll see in the next slide, Medicare is not going to cover custodial care. They will cover the skilled care. They are not going to cover your custodial care. It is right in your Medicare and U books. It is outlined there. So for that being said, majority of people are going to buy these for homemaker services, companion care, things such as medication management, assistance with bathing, things of that nature. As we said, 1 year or less. The length of care is less than traditional long-term care. Long-term care is 2 years or more. By definition, short-term care must be 1 year or less. The nice thing is, though, the settings are the same. Assisted living, nursing home, and home care are all covered, depending on the product in which we sell. We sell a lot of home care only products, which are great, and of course at a lesser cost, because as you saw, nursing home and assisted living facilities can be quite expensive. Things to remember again, I don't know how many times we can tell people, and this is a common misconception, Medicare is not going to cover that custodial care. The other thing to note is short-term care has changed the game for our aging population that needs things like joint replacements. Might have a small stent or a flare-up of their MS. We may have things that you'll have shorter periods of care that you need, but we can also use it multiple times. This is going to be utilized for conditions that are oftentimes they can recover or get a little better, or maybe, work themselves through a flare-up, and it'll turn off, and we do have certain ones that'll restore themselves as well. So we're going to run through that. But again, big thing, you're going out there with all your Medicare clients. Custodial care is not covered. Target audiences. This says 35. I would tell you the majority of 35-year-olds are not going to buy this. But we do have people, and you may run into people that have grandkids or kids that do have some health conditions that want to put something in force earlier than later. So we can issue down to age 35. Primarily, the products that we're going to sell are going to be from 60 to 89. So right in that market. So you're 65 and older. This is where we see a lot of things and a lot of opportunity in this product. Limited budgets. These premiums compared to long-term care, if anybody's ever seen a long-term care quote, there are many times where I feel like a client may fall out of their chair when you put that in front of them. These are going to be a lot less coverage, of course, less cost. If you've ever sold long-term care, I guarantee you've had a decline or a rated policy. It's just the nature of the beast on that product, which not that we don't do it, but we also need a plan B when the long-term care isn't an option. This will look at previous declines. Another big thing is a lot of our policies are unisex pricing. In the long-term care arena or hybrids, women always pay more. It is the one insurance where women will pay more. So on this is a great opportunity, specifically if you're working with some single women. Oops, sorry, got a little. This is our number one seller. This is a three-pronged product. We have a facility benefit. We have a hospital indemnity benefit. I will tell you, the majority of people don't utilize this. They use the facility benefit, and they have a home care rider. So as you can see, up to $400 a day for a facility, $1,200 a week that they will pay for your home care. Thing to note about this product, 3 things I love about it. Number one, like I said, unisex pricing, no build chart. So you might have the healthiest client, but if the scale doesn't answer exactly the way the insurance companies have wanted it in the past, we're not going to run into that. And the number one reason, all of these benefits are paid directly to the client in a cash form. This is cash indemnity. 7 medical questions. We have a declinable medication list, which I'll get out to Carlos and he can share with you guys. And I'll also get you a copy of the questions. I can tell you, I'm sitting here right now in front of my desk. I have a laminated sheet that has the 7 questions. And I use that sheet probably 10 times a day, and I've done this 20 years. So have those questions readily available to yourself. And the Home Care Plus product we're going to go over next, I have it front and back. And those are the questions that I know if a client can get it. No medical records or APSs, and no cognitive screens. So a lot of the things that we ran into in the long-term care arena, you're not going to run into there, along with issue age up to age 89. Home Care Plus, as you're going to see, you're not going to see that facility. This is for home care only. This product has 4 medical questions. The reason why is because this is going to have a little less in underwriting. You're going to have a medical necessity trigger, meaning that the doctor says it's medically necessary for you to have such care. You're going away from that ADL language we all know in the LTC world. And this is just the doctor really thinks you need it. These prices are a little higher on the standalone home health care product versus on that rider of the previous one. But the reason is it's 4 medical questions. This product is where I use people that already have Parkinson's. They may have MS. They're in remission, or maybe they were just diagnosed, but we know darn well that they're going to need some form of care in the future. Their odds are higher. So this one has a built-in assumptive of risk. The last one, and I don't know how much of you write in Texas. So if there's anybody that does, I would tell you take strong note of this one. We are begging for this product across the country, and only Texas has it. So this product is going to be much like that Home Care Plus. This product, though, for Texas is going to give $3,000 a week for their home care. So Rich, did Carlos, there are questions? I see Rich had a hand up here.
I think he was just giving you the thumbs up.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But Jesus did ask the questions like, what do those questions look like? Those medical questions.
Absolutely. So I have it in front of me. So the first one is going to be a confinement question. So are you currently in a nursing home or a hospital? Are you receiving any home care? Are you utilizing a mobility device such as a wheelchair, cane, or walker? And are you currently needing help for your ADL? And those are going to be things like walking, bathing, toileting, dressing, those type of things. The next one, and we're going to use, I'm utilizing the recovery care, whether it's the home recovery care or the regular recovery care, the 7 questions are the same. So do note that. The next one is going to be in the past 36 months. You're going to have congestive heart failure, kidney disease, lupus, internal cancer, Alzheimer's and dementia, Parkinson's, cerebral palsy, MS, and these are things that we're not going to have on the shortened app. You're going to have the questions on AIDS, ARC, and HIV. And then you're also they're really going to look, so the key things to note about this, and I'm going to go through the rest of them. Those are in the past 36 months. So maybe they had cancer 5 years ago, we don't care. 36 months and back. The next questions are going to be a 24-month look back, and that's going to be if there's any oxygen use, amputation, stroke, CVA or TIA, hospitalization of 3 or more times, and then you're going to get into the lung disorders. That's with the utilization of a nebulizer or oxygen or medications, 3 or more medications for a lung disorder. The other question that they're going to ask for a 2-year look back is going to be regarding any mental or nervous conditions, but that's excluding mild anxiety and mild depression. The next one is going to be diabetes, 50 units or more, or any complications. So if you've got somebody with taking metformin, and I can tell you I'm working on one this morning, when he's just on metformin, no big deal. He's had no other complications. The last 3 are going to be a 12-month look back. One is going to be that the doctor told you to go get some tests done and you didn't do it. The next one is going to be that you have surgery pending. And the last one is for drug and alcohol abuse. So pretty standardized. Yes, there are some things in there. And like I said, if we end up that we get a no, and we'll use Parkinson's. The Home Care Plus product doesn't ask about Parkinson's. So we have things that we will.
Katie, I think we lost you. Katie, you might be muted, or you might have to connect to the audio again. I think when your phone call came in, something happened.
Some good stuff, man. Good stuff here.
Yeah. But you guys do? I know, Rich, you're working on a short-term care policy. Jesus, you do this, and I know, like Jesse's probably good at this long-term care, short-term care stuff. But have you guys ever considered a short-term care policy? Do you even know how that works?
Not as short term.
Mhm.
It's always, like she mentioned, it's in the annuity or life insurance chassis. That is how we do it. But this sounds pretty interesting.
Let me. She seems like she's going. And
Okay, can you hear me now?
yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
You're back.
okay. Yes, it was the headset. Wonderful things, technology.
No worries. So we lost you after that phone call came in for you. A couple slides.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so we're right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the things about that, like I said, is we've got basically a 3-year look back on most of these products. But as I said, the Home Care Plus product, we're only going to have 4 questions on that application. 3 if we're not utilizing the lump sum cancer rider. So it's really 3 questions if you're just looking for home care. And that's going to be a 12-month look back. So things like we just discussed, stroke, internal cancer, things of that nature, we're only looking back 12 months. If you have somebody with more of a complicated health history, that's where we utilize this product. MS, Parkinson's, things of that nature. Again,
Katie, let me ask you a question. So going back a couple slides, these products are good for 35 to 89-year-olds.
They are.
Do the premiums increase over time? Is that how it goes? I'm just ignorant to it. I don't know.
No, absolutely. The Aetna products do not. They're going to be based on issue age. The only way that they would have an increase over time would be is a rate increase. None of these products have had a rate increase yet. I can tell you now with the Aetna products, they're actually coming out with version 2.0 on all of their products. So people will be locked into the original, and then the new business, of course, will be adjusted on rates.
I understand. Okay.
Do note, though, and I'm going to run through the GTL real quick. The GTL, we do have one product that as they age, they're 5-year block pricing. So as you age into the next block, then you'll know up front what the premiums will be.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay. This is the other big product that we have, which is going to be the GTL short-term home healthcare product. Again, home healthcare, no facility. Most people purchase plan B or C. This is a 3-pronged product, and I'm going to tell you why. One, you're going to have 360 days of skilled care for 300 or 150 to 450 a day, depending on the plan you choose. You're going to have 60 days of a home health care aid. This is for short-term use. Somebody gets their hip done, knee done. They need somebody to come in and help get them in and out of the shower or the bathtub. This is where you're going to utilize that. But number one reason why we see this sold during open enrollment, $600 prescription drug reimbursement available day one. How this breaks down: for every prescription drug that you utilize, if it is generic, you get $10 regardless of your copay. You get $25 for every name brand drug, up to $600 per year, starting year one. If you're out there looking at prescription drug programs for your clients, and you see that they take 8 prescriptions for the year or for the month, and even if they're generic, that's $80, regardless, that they would have access to. And I can tell you, I own this product. This product now has an issue age of 61 to 85. They used to issue it down to age 40, and when they did, I purchased it. So with any prescriptions up to $600 per year is available to them. Like I said, breakdown's going to be 10 or 25, depending on the class of drugs. But this is day one utilization. People like to buy products that they can use right away.
So it's my understanding that oftentimes this policy will pay for itself because of that RX benefit, right?
You got it. You nailed it on the head.
Doesn't something like this cost like $30 or $40 a month, something silly like that?
They do, depending on their age. But yes, we can get it down to those minimal amount of premiums. I can tell you personally, my policy, and like I said, that was down with, I think I was 40, 41 when I bought it. But I pay less than $225 a year for the policy.
Okay.
Just,
so
you're offsetting it by all the money you're getting back from the prescription.
So check this out, guys. So when you're doing a quote for a Medicare Advantage plan or a prescription drug plan, and on Medicare.gov, it'll show you the yearly costs, which includes the cost of the medications and the premiums. If you're seeing anything around $600, then you should really consider getting them on this short-term home health care plan with GTL, because you can easily do the math and say, here, we're going to get you that money back for the medications, but on top of that, we're going to give you all these extra benefits that the short-term home health care plan with GTL gives you: the skilled care, the home health aid. Katie, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
For somebody who is, again, not too well versed on these life insurance products, can you tell me what the difference is between day skilled care and home health aid?
Sure. So your skilled care, in fact, here, I'm going to go to my next slide. So your skilled care are going to include things like this, where you're going to see the therapists, your pathologists, your RNs that are going to come in, where your home health care aides are going to be more custodial care. Those might be a home health care aide that would come in for the bathing. You're not going to have an LPN come in and bathe you.
Makes sense.
So really look at it, and I know we use skilled, but I really look at this as kind of informal and formal care, or more of the medical side. So what we often hear is, well, Medicare will pay for skilled nursing, and they will, absolutely. This is paid in addition. So just because Medicare provided these services, let's say an LPN, and you have Plan C, every day you have an LPN, they're just going to send you $200. This too is a cash product. It's going to pay in addition to their Medicare benefits. So as Carlos said, if you have a lot of prescription drug, and even if you're getting $300 to $400 reimbursement per year, and you have 1 day of skilled nursing, or you would have 1 day of your home health care aid, it really may offset the whole premium for the year for these clients. Another home care product, if you couldn't tell, we really like home care. So another product that just came out last year is the Home Care Secure product of GTL. The only reason I'm showing you this, as you can see, it looks a lot like that Home Care Plus of Aetna. This product, though, is for my younger clients. This one goes all the way to 35. So won't really affect you during open enrollment. But if you do have somebody that says, you know, my grandson would like, you know, should look at this, or my kids should look at this, we do have opportunity there. With that product, again, you're going to see 50 weeks of coverage. And then they also have a portion of their policy that is going to be an Aging at Home Association membership. And so you're going to see there's some well-being tools and some planning tools for some financial side and social planning that they will have. So I just bring this product up. Like I said, the majority of your things are going to be the two Aetnas and the GTL. But if you would have somebody ask for it, the younger population, we do have an opportunity there.
Great.
Last one we're going to talk about is going to be Recover Cash. Again, you're going to see a facility benefit and a home care rider. Looks a lot like Recovery Care. We in our industry, we're not smart about naming products. Everything sounds alike. So, but the reason why I bring this up, this can be available down to age 40. There are inflation riders on it. So as time goes on, the facility benefit charges will increase, just name of the game, and we can add inflation to offset those. This too is a cash indemnity policy, but the one reason that we don't utilize this product for the home care leader is because, as you'll see, 180 days is the max amount of home care. Lastly, we have True Freedom. And I show you this product because there are some people that just want informal home care. This is going to offer coverage, and these are buckets of hours for home care. If you want to look at this product, it's kind of like prepaying your home care at Costco. You're buying a bucket of hours that you're going to utilize in the future. That being said, they have a network that they will use for home care, but it also will provide home care for friends and neighbors, but no family members. This product is a little different in the sense, and I'm going to show you what they're known for. As you're going to see here, this is all custodial care. You need somebody to drive you to church, monitor your diet, go through and help you do some grocery shopping, things of that nature. This is pure custodial care. The reason why we bring this up is, again, you'll have clients that'll say, I've got home care, or I'm going to use the skilled care from Medicare. These are going to be custodial things that would not be covered, and we do have this option as well. Lastly, ask the questions. We started off with that list of statements. Those are not statements. Those are inquiries. Feel free to continue those. Those I think and I have and I need comments. That's a little plea for help. And so with that, I want you guys to be comfortable enough to ask a couple questions. You're going to be their specialist. You have answers. We don't need to know these products inside and out. We will be your specialists. But I want you to at least be comfortable enough to be able to, when they say, I was thinking about something, you can say, you know what, we have seen a lot of people interested in doing some home care planning. I've got some products. You know, I know you can't do things at the initial, it depends on your appointment that you have set up. But I do know that there are limitations. This might be something too, as a great follow-up. They're going to be getting stuff from the carriers you choose. Call and make sure they got everything else and say, by the way, we have these products readily sold in your area and other people are utilizing these. Would you be interested? Here is a form that's going to come to you, Carlos, and you can share it out to everyone. If you want quotes, if you want to run this on yourself just to get an idea of what things cost, we have it's 2 pages, it's front and back. This is the information that we are going to need to know which options are available. Just because they say yes to one of these one of these questions does not mean that they don't have a product available. But this is what I'm doing to adjust. Lastly, state availability. Short-term care. You're going to notice certain states, Florida, California, New York, they don't like short-term care. We can't get a product there. But we have a lot of opportunity in a lot of different states. So it doesn't just mean that we're limited to one thing. So I do have this form available to you. I will send it out.
Thank you.
And go ahead, sorry.
No, I said thank you. Well,
absolutely. And lastly, like I said, you open the conversation. I'll help you close it. We can get you the quotes. We can get you anything you're going to need. But we just need you guys to ask the questions. So you feel free. You can email me, text me. That's my direct line. It comes right to my computer. So do me a favor, though. If you do text me, tell me who you are. Because we do have people that will text, and we have to kind of figure that out. But that's what we're here for. I might be stuck on the phone, but I can answer you real quick saying I'll give you a call back, or if you've got somebody you want to ask questions about, that's what we're here to do.
Great.
Yeah.
Katie, are you able to, at this moment, show us how to quote?
I absolutely can. So we're going to use the Aetna product. Okay.
And this is great, guys. You know how we roll. If Medicare is something new for you, I always tell you, hey, make an appointment with your leader. Let your leader present, Medicare and close the policy for you. Do that 2 or 3 times, and then you're off on your own to practice and fall in your face and do it on your own. Katie's offering to do this the same way. Hey, we don't understand short-term care. We don't understand long-term care, but we have somebody who is interested in that stuff. Then, hey, Katie, we got somebody. Can we make an appointment with you? Can you help present and close this policy for us? I think that's fantastic.
That is the big thing. And I kind of want to, sorry, I'm going to have it log me in. And we're going to use Aetna as an example here. But I tell anybody, just to get comfortable, is we have a quoting software, and I can put GTL next to, Aetna, next to Bankers Fidelity. I can do all that.
What software are you talking about?
I have Stratecision.
Okay, it's something different that we don't have. Okay, gotcha.
And that is something that we can work on getting you guys, especially the more you do this.
Okay.
But first and foremost, you're going to be out there. You guys sell Aetna. You've all seen their quote and enroll system, their e-apps. Mm-hmm. But if you just want to go out there and kind of play around, I recommend the Sandbox. I'm a big proponent of sandboxes. And that way you can kind of see what's going on here. And sometimes this page gives me a hard time. So if it does, we can do it a different way. But
take your time.
So. It's coming. Okay. So with that being said, as you've probably seen before, this is the quote and enroll. You can sell various products. So we're just going to use, I'm going to make this up here. Okay, I'm actually using my mother. So that being said, we're going to make this effective the 15th of the month. So we put everything in there, and this is this is the sandbox. So you can't screw anything up. You're not, go out there and play as much as you want. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to go out and find the products that are available in her area. There's your home care plus. There's your recovery care. We're going to use recovery care just to kind of give you an idea here. It's thinking.
We know how this website works. Don't worry. No rush.
You'd think this time of the year they could gear it up a little better, but okay. So that being said, we can go all the way to $400 a day for a facility, and we're going to max this out just to kind of give you an idea. 360 days of coverage, but I don't want my mom meeting a deductible. I want, if she needs care, she needs to go to a facility, she's got day one coverage. Again, the hospital indemnity is built into the policy. I cannot take it off. I can't move this to 0, but I can keep it at 10. She's got a hospital indemnity policy, so I don't want to have that. But I do want her to have home care. So I'm going to get her $1,200 a week for, and in Ohio it's 51 weeks. I don't know why. But if we did this, she's got 1 year of home care, 1 year of facility care. I'm going to quote it out. Things to note too with this product is, let's say she has a stent that she needs some assistance. She gets her hip replaced. Has somebody come in for a couple weeks. Each one of these settings has a one-time restoration, meaning if she uses some of her home care, medically gets better, doesn't need any care in the future for at least 6 months, if she needs care again, they're going to give her a whole fresh another bucket of 51 weeks. So it has a one-time.
How many times does that happen? How many times does that refresh?
1 per setting. So 1 for home care. So it has a possible doubler. So we could possibly get, in this situation, 102.
Mm-hmm.
And then 720 days for the facility side.
Understood.
So now, mind you, she's getting $400 a day for a year's worth of coverage at least, and her premiums are $270 a month. So potential of 2 years per setting, but truly 1 year of each. So this is a 1-in-1. People always say to me, well, though it's long-term care now because it's 2 years of coverage. No, it is not, because they are completely separate in settings. So if they ran out of home care and needed additional care, it would have to be in the facility for that to be paid. They cannot combine these. So 67-year-old female, you're looking at $270 a month. As with anything.
So just because you use one doesn't mean you can't use the other. You use one. If that runs out, you figure out a way to use the other one.
You nailed it. Yes.
So Amanda is asking, so this policy is a 2-year policy? And I'll let you answer.
Absolutely. It is 2 years, but it's 1 year per setting. So it's going to be 1 year of facility care and 1 year of home care with a one-time restoration that could possibly double once per setting. But I wouldn't sell on that restoration of benefits because they have to medically qualify to come off. So if somebody has Parkinson's, ALS, anything of that nature, they're not going to have a doctor sign off that they don't need care anymore. So that's just a bonus in the policy. But no, this is a 2-year policy limited on 1 year per setting. Does that make sense?
It does to me. Yiping asks how long the premium need to pay. So the
Great
premium,
question.
Yeah, so I don't know if you answered the question.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you own the policy, you're going to pay the premium. Even if you are on claim, you are paying a premium. So do note that. So people will say to me, well, gosh, that doesn't really make any sense because in the long-term care arena, we don't do that. Well, I get that. But if we're getting, Mary or whoever it may be, $1,200 a week for home care, not really that detrimental to pay a $270 premium for the month. But they must pay it as long as they own the policy.
And he has another question. Is it the same as traditional long-term care, use it or waste it?
Yes, use it or lose it. We have some products that offer a return of premium option. Of course, as with anything, when we put those extra riders and guaranteed, you're going to increase the premium. But with Aetna, they don't offer a return of premium option. So this would be use it or lose it.
And Patty asked, are the premiums fixed?
Yes, Aetna's products are based on your issue age. The only way, it's kind of a yes and no. They are built on when you apply the generation product that you purchased, and you are locked in, but you also can have a rate increase because this is a health insurance product. 25 years down the road, they show a loss ratio and file with the state. There can be an adjustment to premiums. But at this point, there has not been. Again, you guys sell health insurance. You know how it works. But this is not something that they're going to reset those premiums on an annual or 5-year basis.
Right. So in other words, they're typically not going to increase it every year on your anniversary or your age. They just can, if they need to, rate everybody up in the state.
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Any other questions about this? Are you, Katie, are you able to show us the GTL by chance?
Absolutely.
You can show us the GTL and we can do the math on that RX benefit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to actually show it to you via StrataCision just so you can see it.
No problem.
And so, and like I said, we can get you guys access to this, but you'd log in. And as you can see, I can do long-term care and short-term care on this product or on this quoting software.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to make this up a little bit. So we're just going to put in here.
And forgive me while I interrupt. David asked a question.
Yeah.
Is there a waiting or a look back period for that short-term care product we were just looking at?
You can choose either a 100. No, let me start this way. On the product we just looked at, it is a 0-day wait for home care. But like I said, we have those two settings. So we can adjust the waiting period to reduce the premium from a 0-day wait to a 20-day wait to even to a 100-day wait for the facility side alone. The home care, though, there is no waiting period.
Okay, perfect.
So let's go back. We're just going to use the same person just to kind of give you an idea. So this product, and then I'm showing you this because I think that this is a great way that you can see there's a lot of different opportunities that we can do these side by side as well. The last thing I want you to do is go in with 15 pages of options for home care, which is a very simple product, because the client's going to see all that and say, this is way too complicated. This is not what I want. So this will offer that one-page option. So first we'll use the short-term home healthcare product, which we talked about Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. And let's say we did Plan C. You're going to see, again, your skilled nursing is $450 a day for 360 days of coverage. You have your home health care aid of $120 a day, and that's for 60 days of care. And then your $600 reimbursement per year. You have unlimited restoration on this one. So this is going to keep restoring itself.
Explain that to us one more time.
Absolutely. So again, we have those three circles. We have our skilled care, we have our home health care aid, and we have our prescription drug program. Although under one umbrella, they act independently. So if you had the hip replacement, you may need, let's say you use 6 weeks. And so you're going in there, as long as there were not over So they have it incrementally, maybe twice per week. As long as you're under that 60-day mark of home health care aids and you get better, so let's say you use 45 of them, you medically don't need it to move forward. Your hip's repaired, you're ready to go. You stop your claim. You've been off claim for 180 days, and day 200, you need your other hip done. That 60-day home health care benefit is going to restore itself to the full 60. So, and they will act independently. So you might still be having, maybe you need skilled nursing the next time, but they will act independently to each other and they restore themselves.
And does it restore once or unlimited amounts?
Unlimited amount for GTL.
For GTL, okay. And what if you use up the full 60 days and you continue to use it, you're paying it on your own, you're paying for those services on your own, then a year later, you're better, and the waiting period passes.
No.
Does it reset again?
No, and the reason why is because you utilized all 60 days. So once you got to your 60-day mark, day 61, that benefit went away because you exhausted it. There was nothing left in that glass to rejuvenate.
So
if that makes sense.
Is it wise to tell people, hey, on day 59, stop utilizing the benefit whether you're good or not? Or they need to be written up as they're good by the doctor, I imagine.
You got it.
Right.
You got it. So at the end of the day, the doctor is not going to allow for that anyway.
Makes sense, yes. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, $54 a month. 67-year-old female.
$54 a month. Mm-hmm. That's literally like $700 a year. Mm-hmm. Right? Annually $650. But they're getting $600 back on drugs. So if somebody is taking more than $600 in drugs, this plan will pay for itself. You have to try to explain that to the client.
Here's what I would recommend. If you're out on the GTL website, of course, the GTLIC website, we all know. If you're out there, you can show them the monthly premium, but do flip it to annual. It makes it real. If my mother was meeting with her agent and passed up these kind of benefits for $50 a year, if she took a lot of pills, I mean, if she would meet that, even if she only got half of it, that's a steal for $350 a year.
That's true. Yes. Yes, this makes complete sense. And we have plenty of plans who are taking more than $600 a year in medications. This should be a no-brainer as long as we can explain it the right way. Show them the math that, hey, you're going to pay for this anyways. You're going to pay for your medications anyways. Why don't we just get that money back? But on top of that, get you some home health care benefits. I'm
going to show you guys something too. And this is something you're welcome. You tell me if you want it, I will get it out the door for you. Of course, you have to be appointed with GTL. So if anything, we're going to have to put you back through Carlos and make sure you're ready to go. But the reason why I'm going to show you this is we have also, that might be helpful for you. Bear with me here.
Let me interrupt while you're checking.
Yep, go ahead.
Yiping X asks, what are the criteria of the benefit? If someone is recovered from the short-term care, they need to continue to pay the premium?
Yes. They will continue to pay the premiums whether they're on or off care.
Okay. If they use up their 60-day benefit, they exhaust it, I would imagine they stop paying for that product, right?
They actually don't, because that's a three-pronged product.
Okay.
So
yes, I understand now.
Yeah. So do note this page. And like I said, I am more than willing to send this out to whomever may want it. Of course, everybody, the day of the infograph, we all love them.
Yes.
And with that being said, this is available. It does walk you through the 3-pronged product. It shows them what's covered for the home health care benefits and how the prescription drug works. Shows available benefits, but if you guys want any of these personalized, I'm happy to send them out to you. All I would need to know is what are the 3 or 4 lines, and I believe it's 4 lines, that you want printed in there. We'll get them ready for you and get them out to you. So if it's something that you want to use as a follow-up tool or something to just have readily available, let me know. We'll get those done for you as well.
Great. So we'll take that blank copy right there for now.
Perfect.
So everybody can see it when I email it to everybody. But
absolutely,
if somebody wants it personalized, then we'll have to get a hold of Katie. And Jesus asked, is there a Spanish version available by chance?
No, we keep asking. We keep asking. Finally, one of my carriers is going to say yes. But at this point, there is not. I do know, and I can tell you this, we've got some new short-term care coming, and there will be bilingual marketing pieces.
Okay. If we had to, we can get these translated ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody on Fiverr will do it for $5 for us, I think.
So, other questions, other things I can show you guys?
Our GTL home care in Georgia, that I would imagine so?
Yes, absolutely it is.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions about what we just spoke about?
I'm in the GTL website, running a quote, and option C. I don't see the medication in the quotes. Is it built into the quotes?
It's correct. So it is built into the policy.
Okay.
So as you can see on this page too, it's the home health care aid. The home health care benefit, the home health aid, and the prescription drug are all part of the base policy.
Okay.
You can't take it off.
Okay.
And then also, I know you guys just asked about state availability. We do have state availability charts. So there you go. For Georgia, we've got a boatload.
Katie, tell us how the process goes to get our prescriptions reimbursed.
Yes. So I can tell you how I just did it. So what we do is I tell people they can do it on a monthly basis, quarterly basis. They can do it every time they get a prescription. But I personally, went out to, because I was curious how it worked. And so I went out to my Walgreens application on my phone, and I just put the dates. So my anniversary date was September 1. So I ran it from September 1 to September 1. I printed off all medications that had been purchased during that time. And like I said, remember, they don't care about the medications and what I paid for them. I scanned and I emailed it in. You can fax it in. In fact, I don't know if I have my copy. But that being said, there was a 1-page form. And if I can find it real quick, I'll share it with you. But at the end of the day, it took them, and I submitted it for the 1st of September, and they sent me, I had filled 8 prescriptions for the whole year, and they sent me an $80 check, and I had it by the 15th.
So if we have clients that are taking lisinopril, metoprolol, like some of the generic medications, and they cost $0 every month for the clients.
They're making money.
They're making money. We should be looking at that as like, okay, that's $10 for you. That's $10 for you. That's $10 for you. That's $10 for you, right? And we're going to use that money to pay for an extra benefit in the GTL policy.
We get that question all the time. Is regardless of here, and I was hoping I could find mine. What happened was my out of pocket was about $70, and they sent me my check, and I actually made money compared to what I paid out of pocket.
There you go.
So
we often have clients that are taking $0 medications.
Absolutely.
It's very often. So we can easily say, hey, let's give you some money back. Let's give you some money on back, but at the same time, we'll get you some more benefit with this GTL policy. We just need to keep bringing this forward because it's such an easy sell. It's such an easy sell.
It is very much an easy sale. So people always ask me, the question that comes back is, why do you sell more Aetna than you do GTL? And the answer is going to be because if people are looking for continuous care, remember that home health care aid is only 60 days.
Yes.
So that's the what if.
Gotcha.
If people want around the clock for over, about a year's worth of coverage, they like that more comprehensive. And the other thing is, we've got a lot of agents that sell them both.
Gotcha. So
you
Aetna for the longer term home health care.
You got it.
GTL, 60-day home health care, but we get that $600 medication reimbursement. Aetna doesn't have anything like that. Aetna doesn't have the medication reimbursement, right?
No prescription drug. So that's why it's so important that if you're going to offer one, you might as well offer them both.
I see. Okay.
Just make sure they're available in the state, of course.
Okay. And what are the requirements to get you have to be a citizen? You have to be a legal resident, or can anybody get it? Do you need a social? Can you do it with a TIN number? Does any of that ring a bell?
I will double check. I believe you must be a U.S. citizen. I think you need to add your social.
Okay.
But I will double check that for you.
Because Ming was asking, what about foreigners? Can they get these types of policies too? So that's one big thing with us. We have a lot of different language speaking client agents that deal with a lot of immigrants and foreigners, and these types of questions come up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll double check that, but I do believe that I do believe that they must be a U.S. citizen. But let me see if there's opportunity with green card or whatnot.
Gotcha. And Mike Foz asked the question, is GTL a better product for just home health care, or is Aetna better? And we answered that. We said they're both great, but GTL is limited to 60 days, and Aetna is all the way to a year, right? Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
You got it. Absolutely.
And then Amanda, is this type of policy where we can sell it as a standalone, or do they have to have Medicare? And I know the answer, but go ahead.
You can absolutely do it as a standalone.
Right.
We'll issue these policies well before, the issue ages on these products are well before Medicare age available. So yes, like I said, I bought it when I was 40 years old, and I used it just to fill in the gaps of my major medical.
There you go. People are doing ACA policies. We can sell these alongside the ACA policies. Mm-hmm. This is great. I think we just need a refresher every once in a while to show people.
Real quick, I just was going to show you guys. So this is the prescription drug form. This is actually mine. So I filled out my stuff. I did everything there. I put in my records, and that was it.
So this is the form. You sent out the form, and they sent you a check.
Right. So this is the form. You'd fill it out with all your information at the bottom. I printed my script, and you can see there were 9. I'm sorry, 9 prescriptions. That's how much I actually paid out of pocket. They sent me $90.
Well, we appreciate you showing this. This goes a long way.
So
for sure.
So those would be, just to kind of give you an example. And that's nowhere close to what a lot of people fill for the whole year. That was, 9 prescriptions in 1 year. A lot of your clients will sell by 2 or 3 per month. So that could really add up quickly towards that 600.
They don't have anything that's done electronically. They have to fill out a paper.
We're working on that. I am hoping by that announcement comes out. I know that they're working on some stuff with their website, but that is one big complaint that we all have is, can we really do that?
I mean, it is what it is, but it seems a little archaic where we can, maybe fill out a form online, upload the list of medications, and then that's it,
That's exactly it. So no, that's just something that we're we're begging for them to allow us to do quickly.
So as a service, if we're selling these GTL policies with the RX reimbursement, maybe every quarter you can reach out to your GTL people and say, hey, it's about that time of the year. We're going to help you get money back. So send me a list of your medications and I'll help you through the process, right? As a service, if you agents want to go that far,
What a way to say to someone, though, let me help you grab some money.
Sure.
And we're going to meet with you and save some additional money. You're just justifying your service. I love that.
And tell your friends, right? Tell your friends.
Yes.
This is what we're doing, Yes.
Hey, Katie, I have a question. This is Sheena. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Sheena. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so how about the drug plan deduction?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
Because sometimes we have like annually deductible. So how about that amount? I get a reimbursement.
So this is going to be completely outside of any of that. So with this, and you'll see it right in the brochures as well, but it pays in addition to Medicare, and there is no consideration of what Medicare is paying or not.
So it doesn't matter if there's a deductible, it doesn't matter what the client is paying for their drugs through their Part D prescription drug plan. They're going to get $10 for generics and $25 for brand name drugs. Am I correct?
Correct.
That's all that matters. Whether they have a deductible or not, whether they're paying $1 million for a drug or $0 for a drug, the only thing that matters is that they purchased the drug, they got a receipt for it, and whether it's generic or brand name, and that's it.
No, because I'm thinking about this is a standard loan program. So if any people who has a group insurance, can they buy this, plan to get some, the money back for the drugs?
I'll answer that. The answer is yes. It doesn't have to be Medicare. Yeah. It can be a group policy. It can be an ACA policy through the marketplace. Only thing they need to have is they have to have the plan. They have to show receipts for the medications they got, and that's it. They'll get reimbursed, whether $10 or $25. Correct me if I'm wrong, Katie.
Yep. No, you nailed it.
I hope that makes sense, Sheena. Like anybody can get this, standalone policies, gather up some receipts, and get your $10 back or get your $25 back for each medication, up to $600 a year, and that's it.
Okay.
Actually,
they don't count how much you pay for it. They just count how many times you go.
Correct. They don't care how much you pay for it. The only thing they care, the only thing they want to know is, are they going to give you $10 or $25? Is it generic or is it brand name? That's all they care about.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have one last question for Katie? We're a little bit over, which is always a good indicator. There's some good stuff. Anybody else have any questions at all?
Carlos, I have one question.
Pardeep, how are you? Go ahead.
So I just want to know about only custodial care. As I am interacting with most of the clients, I do feel they need only custodial care. And is any precondition or is required for that, or they can start from the day one?
Yes. So the answer is that we can do a 0-day wait. Mm-hmm. And for the custodial care, of course, depending on the product, but we'll pick on Aetna. That is truly what it's designed for, is that home health care aid for the custodial care. Because you may have your skilled care covered by Medicare, but with that, there would be no wait on that at all. As long as it was, of course, provided in the home and and you had the rider added to the policy, it is a 0-day wait for all custodial care.
So if I do want only custodial care, I don't want this home health care. So there is option for that also?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Are they the same? We're talking about the same thing. Custodial care and home health care, they're both the same thing?
No, that is not the same thing.
No? Okay. Katie, Help me
Sure.
understand.
So custodial care is going to be covered underneath. I would tell you, if someone was looking for custodial care, I would look at the Aetna products. Specifically, and I like that because one, you're getting a weekly cash indemnified basis. And when I explain this to someone, they say to me, well, what if I want my family members to do it? Well, the Aetna product will require you to have a licensed provider for the custodial care for at least 3 out of your 7 days of the week for at least 1 hour. But we're paying you the full weekly benefit. So if your bill from, I don't care who it is, Home Instead, we'll pick on them. If your bill from Home Instead for your custodial care, maybe it's 3 times that they came in to do some bathing or some other things of that nature. If your bill is $300, they charge you $100 an hour and they were there for an hour for 3 different days. You're still getting the full $1,200. So if you wanted to pay your family members, your grandchild to come mow your yard, or your granddaughter to come do some light housekeeping for you, the excess money could be utilized for that. So extending the custodial care a little further because it is a cash indemnity policy.
Does that make sense, Pardeep?
But my main concern is that because home health care is covered by Medicare, because you have pre-authorization from the doctors and it is like for a short term period. Custodial care is for a long period, and if I have the benefit of the home health care from the Medicare, I don't want it. I want purely custodial care. I don't want the other one. So
sure, yeah,
that is the option I seeking.
Where is that option? Where can we just get the custodial care?
Well, you can't just buy it. You can't just buy it alone.
I see.
Yeah, that is the thing I was looking for. Just
yes. So in this situation, and maybe we'll pick on this one that I have up here, but let's run the Aetna product. So what we're saying here is we don't want. We'll use this.
Because in the Illinois, I am the state of Illinois. Here is the Illinois Department of Aging program. There is a community care program. So the people, low income group people, they do qualify for this custodial cares, and the others have to buy for it. They don't want home health care. They want only custodial care. So that I was looking for them. Is there any option for separately for them?
Yeah. So in this situation, and we're going to use the recovery care product because we're minimizing the facility. Okay, I'm going to put it down to $10 a day. I can't take it off, but they're not buying it for this, right? But we're going to take that home health care aid, and we're going to put in there that we want $1,200 a week. This can be home health care aid, whether custodial care, whether skilled nursing. It doesn't matter to us how they do it. But so if they want to use it 100% for custodial, absolutely it would work.
Oh, thank you.
So there's your product.
And as you can see, for $1,200 a week for 51 weeks of coverage, it's not so shabby of a premium.
Right, that's good.
Couple more questions here. Ming says, can a Medicare Advantage member have this standalone drug plan? They can purchase these standalone. They're not going to use it as their drug plan. It's not creditable coverage in the eyes of Medicare. They would still need a drug plan if you want to satisfy Medicare's requirement to have a drug plan. But can they have this GTL plan without a drug plan, go get some medications and provide receipts and get reimbursed? The answer is yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Amanda asked, for people who have another policy, say Humana's policy covers the skilled care. Would Humana cancel their insurance policy because they purchased the GTL? I don't think so, Amanda. I don't think one's going to cancel the other one.
No, there's no claims coordination. They're not going to, GTL is not going to call Humana.
Yeah, and vice versa. Okay.
Yeah, this is Yan. So if I understand correctly, if I approach a client it's kind of like you buy it now, even though you don't need it urgently, right? Don't buy it when you urgently need this. And then you just pay this, and then when you need it, you use it. Is that the concept?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is the kind of coverage that, same thing with, flood insurance, fire insurance,
Any insurance.
any of those type of things. Yes, because they will be medically underwritten.
Okay. So can I speak with you? For example, each state, each region has a different rates for, even though they're about average. So the 1,200 per week. So what I'm looking for is some more educated recommendation. 1,200 per week is not going to help you a lot, but so you would be able to at least give a rough idea, kind of the average cost of where some of these get care.
Yeah.
All that, right? Okay.
Yeah. In fact, Genworth, and I can send this to you. Genworth has a cost of care survey. This is what we all use. So let's say we're looking in Nebraska. Doesn't matter. It's going to show me different areas. So if you are in Chicago, that's where I got that thing that I added before. This shows me the average cost of care, what they are currently. Gotcha. And then also if I want to go, what do I think it's going to be in 20 years from now? I can send this link to you. It's a public link.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we see it now, and I'll definitely shoot it to everybody in the email that I send out with this training for sure. So if you want to have a visual for people, showing them what it's, what it costs for these kind of services, and kind of scare them into, hey, you need one of these plans, and this is a perfect tool.
Okay. This is going to be very marketable. In fact, I was late because I was just with a client. They're both doctors, and that was exactly what they're talking about, that 100 days in the skilled nursing facility, and after that, what happens, right? So I think this will be a perfect solution for them.
Great.
Wonderful.
Great.
Katie, I have a question. This is Sangeeta. Sorry, this is late. Yeah, I have somebody who has to go for the knee surgery. It's coming up in 3 months, but she has some kind of group insurance. Can she still buy this kind of policy?
So with this, no, I'm just looking here. So we talked about the Home Care Plus product.
Mm-hmm.
And that product, we would have to double check and see what was. So you're saying like a knee replacement?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I would tell you to use the GTL product, because they say, do you have surgery recommended in the next 60 days? So she would be outside of that. The thing is to note, all of these products have a 6-month pre-X. If you sign that application and it says in her medical record she's got a bum knee and is going to need care, she cannot utilize the product for something that's happened to her at the time of application. So we know she's got a bad knee. She couldn't use it for the knee for the first 6 months.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. She can get it. She just won't be able to trigger the benefit because of the pre-existing knee stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. And after the 6 months is over, she could utilize it for the knee.
We have a customer tour tomorrow. Yeah, we'll take it out today.
Let me mute. If you guys can put yourself on mute here, that'd be appreciated. Okay, I got it. Okay. Well, Katie, it is 20 after the hour. I totally appreciate you coming on board and giving us training on this. Again,
Absolutely.
I'm not the expert on this stuff. Talk to me about Medicare and ACA, and I can help somebody out. But this life insurance stuff is or things on a life insurance chassis, that's just not my forte. So I appreciate you backing me up. And this is some great stuff. I think this is a no-brainer. These products need to be shown, if not during the presentation, at least after the presentation, right? So
absolutely.
Thanks.
Well, if something else comes up, you guys just holler. And like I said, there's contact information. use it as much as we can, whatever we can do to help you guys.
Great. Well, thanks again. And thanks everybody else for coming again. If you guys know some people that want to join the team, send them to joineit.com. And if you guys need me, just get on my calendar, eitagentsupport.com, and we'll figure it out. Okay. Have
Thanks
a great
so much,
day,
guys.
Thanks again, Katie. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.